I loved biographies, and I read David Ogilvy's Adventures of an Advertising Man, I think, or whatever. And I thought advertising sounds kind of interesting. And then there's this weird titled book from those wonderful folks who gave you Pearl Harbor. And I read Jerry's book, and I just thought, this looks like fun. This looks like a lot of fun. I went for a job interview, and it was at Della Femina, and I thought, oh my God, this is kismet. I was meant to be here. So that was my first experience in advertising as the secretary. I would type Neil Drossman's copy and laugh. And thank God back then they had the Selectric typewriters, brand new Selectric. That was, next to the computer, that was the most amazing invention. The best. They still try to copy the touch, feel of it for keyboards today. Thank God they had, the erasing tape, because otherwise I was the worst typist that anyone had ever seen, ever. But that's what made me get a book together and get a job in advertising. My real mentor was when I got a job at Ally Gargano, then Carl Ally, and it was Tom Messner. He was my teacher at Visual Arts, along with Ted Shane. Ted Shane ended up my partner at Ammirati and Puris, and Tom ended up my mentor and my friend to this day. What's missing today from advertising is a point of view, for each individual agency to have a point of view. And Ally and Gargano had go for the jugular kind of advertising. And there was a joke, please forgive the language, but the joke was whoever answered the phone, Ally and Gargano, fuck you. That was the attitude. It was like, we're going to get you, we're going to kill you. You have a claim to make it. And if not, let's just tear apart the competition. It was very intelligent and very, very strong advertising. Our thing in each office is, I was going to do work that was going to be better than Ron Berger's. Ron Berger would want to do work that's better than Patrick Kelly. Patrick Kelly didn't have to worry. He did work better than everybody because he did all the FedEx stuff with Mike Tesh. All that when it absolutely positively has to be there overnight. I watched industries grow. I watched FedEx turn into a simple delivery to basically overnight, the leader. I watched MCI go from one single line that went from Chicago to Washington, D.C. We said, well, it's the nation's long-distance phone company. That's when advertising, marketing, and a very brave client, Bill McGowan, could change the world. I think the most important lesson I learned was how to think, how to make different connections, and how to distill. My brain is trained for one-liners. My brain is trained for headlines. My brain is trained to look at something and distill it down to its essence. That was what taglines were back then. The antidote for civilization, the tightest ship in the shipping business. All of these, the ultimate driving machine. Things that take something, take its best quality, and distill it into one single thought. So it's taught me to be concise. The best thing about working in advertising is working with a bunch of people that are so damn smart and funny and sharp and on the same wavelength as you and almost have a shorthand. It's being able to sit in an office and get paid to just stream of consciousness and come up with ideas and be able to cast and be able to direct and be able to do every single part of whatever feeds your creative soul. And that's what I've always loved about it. When I left the business for a couple of years, the only thing I really missed, besides a paid-for car service, was the people. I missed the conversation. I missed the brains. It is the most, Jerry said, it's the most fun you can have with your clothes on.